Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can tell by the title, this video is about the Derwent Chromaflow, but it's not actually a review of the pencils. So if you've clicked on this video because you think I'm going to review the pencils, I'm sorry, that's not the case right now at the moment. I will have a review for you, but not just yet. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've been getting a lot of different correspondence, emails and messages on different social media platforms asking me about the Derwent Chromaflow and what's going on with Derwent and why they're doing what they're doing. And in total, all the messages has gone past 6,000 messages. And obviously I've not been able to reply to every single one of them. I've replied to as many as I can. And I thought maybe perhaps putting a video out and answering a lot of the questions that have been asked on social media and email through the video might kind of make it easier for people to find out what's going on and the reasons why Derwent are doing what they're doing. So let me backtrack. I think it was around about just after Christmas, a YouTuber in America done a review of the Derwent Chromaflow pencils. They're only a 12 and 24 set currently, and a lot of people emailed me and said, Harry, have you heard about these pencils? Are they real? They don't even look like they're from Derwent. And I was able to confirm that they were pencils from Derwent, but Derwent were only going to be releasing these pencils in the US and India. And so then a few more YouTubers in the US were sent these sets to do reviews on. And as more reviewers in the US started reviewing these pencils, then more and more people started emailing me, asking me about the pencils and why I haven't reviewed them and stuff like that. So first thing I'll say is I haven't seen any of the reviews from the US, and that's not for any other reason other than I never watch other people's reviews on a product that I personally haven't tested and reviewed myself. And it's only because I don't want other people's opinions and ideas to subconsciously creep into my reviews. I want to be able to review a product fresh and give my views, and then I'll go back and watch other people's reviews. And it's good to see, you know, how close we are and stuff like that in terms of what we all say. But I do know two of the reviewers that I know are very reliable, Lisa from Lockery Fine Art and Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. So I'm guessing whatever they've said in their review videos is accurate, but nevertheless, I'm still getting these messages, and so all I want to do is put the video out and hopefully clarify what I know about the pencils. So when I started getting the emails and messages about people asking me were these pencils real, I was already corresponding with the agent who I speak to from Derwent. Now, the agent that I speak to from Derwent it's a new setup that Derwent have. Derwent used to have a third party company that dealt with all their marketing. And I was assigned an agent from that company, and I had an excellent relationship with the person. The person would always be in contact with me, letting me know what Derwent were doing and what have you. For some reason, and I have no idea why, Derwent decided to stop that, and they now started doing all their marketing in-house, or as close to in-house as possible. It's not really a third-party company anymore. It is their I think it's AOCC or something like that. The company that owns Derwent. So I'm not too sure if the people who are doing the marketing work for AOCC or they work for Derwent. And I'm probably getting those initials wrong, but I'll pop it up on the screen here if I have, because I'm just talking off the top of my head. So anyway, I was assigned a new agent, not Christmas past, the Christmas before that. And obviously things are different. Derwent, they're going in a different direction. They're changing things around and stuff like that. So And since then, they've not really come out with anything new. So there's not really been any need for me to have a back and forth with this new agent that's been assigned to me. As soon as the Chromaflow pencils came out and people were asking me all these questions, I was obviously contacting the agent and saying, listen, can you help me answer this? Can you help me answer that? Because if there's any time that you guys ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm not just going to waffle to you. If I don't know the answer, I'll say I don't know the answer, but I will contact the people that I know from that company and ask them, and hopefully they can clarify things for me. And so I was able to get a gist of what was going on. Then, like I say, when all these people started doing the reviews in America, I started getting more and more and more emails from people saying what was going on and why were Derwent doing this? Why are Derwent not releasing these pencils in the UK? Why are they going to the US and India? And the responses that I was given to the people was, right, well, as far as I can think, because Derwent had never, and I think this is where a big part of the problem lies. Derwent haven't actually put anything up on their website about these pencils, which I think is ludicrous, because if they're going to have people in the US putting YouTube reviews up, Derwent are bound to know that people in the UK and Canada and Australia and all these other countries that use Derwent products are going to see these reviews and they're going to be like, what are these pencils for, or why are we not getting them? But Derwent have been silent. They haven't said anything on their website, and that's all it would have took Derwent just to put something up on the website about the Chromaflow, and I think that would have appeased a lot of people. But the people that I've been speaking to, and I've said to them, listen, from what I can gather, I think all Derwent are trying to do is expand their brand. And they're doing it by releasing this product in India and the US. I think Derwent must be of the opinion that in the US they're not that well known, which I personally think is ludicrous, because nearly all of the artwork on the tins is done by US artists, like Jess Lane and Lisa from Lockery Fine Art. So people in the US clearly know Derwent products. They're not idiots. Derwent products are sold in Jerry's. They're sold in Dick Blick's. They're sold in what's the other one up in Canada? Forget the other big art store. Michael's, is it up in Canada? But they're sold all over the US. So for Derwent to say that they need to expand the brand in the US, I'm not 100% sure where that comes from. With regards to India, I've got no idea how Derwent fare in India. But that was what I was saying to people, and some people were coming back to me and saying, yeah, Harry, you're just kind of like covering for Derwent here, and it's, in the past when I've done reviews of Derwent products, I've been very favourable, because I believe that the products that I've been reviewing have been good. The only product I didn't do a good review for was the Derwent Studio pencils, and that was a long time ago. And I subsequently when I did the Derwent Studio pencils, I wasn't really that knowledgeable on paper and all the rest of it, and so I did a redo of that pencil review not that long ago, and it did change a little bit, but not drastically, but it did change a little bit with a little bit more knowledge. So the vast majority of my reviews for Derwent have been incredibly favourable. And I've also spoke about the company and how, in my experience, my short experience, Derwent have always been very, very customer aware. They're very loyal towards their customers and that type of thing. So I've said all this in previous reviews, and now people are coming out and saying, well, it doesn't really look like that from our standpoint, that that they're loyal to customers. I've got people writing to me who are in their 70s, who have been buying Derwent products since they were children here in the UK, and they are kind of like, why are they doing this? Why are they not bringing this product out in the UK alongside the US and India? it doesn't make any sense. So I contacted again. I was sat on all these emails and all these messages, and I was thinking to myself, should I should I contact this agent and say, listen, this seems to be the general consensus from people that are contacting me. There you go. I don't know what you want to do with this, but this is what I have. And then I was sitting thinking, should I just keep my nose out of it? Should I just not say anything? I just didn't know what to do. So I thought, you know what, at the very least, all they'll do is just turn around and say, yeah, okay, thanks, Harry, great, and move on. And so I sent an email off to the agent just saying, listen, I have all these emails and social media messages. This seems to be the general consensus from people. They are not happy that Derwent have done this. They don't understand why Derwent have done this. A lot of people don't understand why Derwent haven't put something up on their website, just briefly outlining what's happening with the Chromaflow. Because apparently the Chromaflow are coming to the UK, but as of yet they don't even have a date for that. So it could be this year, it could be next year, it could be the year after that. There's no plans yet for them to come to the UK, but they are coming. So I sent the email off, and then I got another email back. Now I don't know whether it's my own paranoia or what it is, but since this whole Chromaflow thing has happened, obviously I've sent a few emails back and forth asking questions that I've been getting from people sending me emails, and I get the general feeling that I'm now starting to really annoy or bother this particular agent, because obviously they've got other things to do. They're not just sat there waiting for me to email them. They've got other things to do, and so I can kind of understand it. But the bottom line is, my responsibility is not to the companies of the products that I review. My responsibility is to the people who watch this video, and to give them the most honest, fair and scientific review that I can do of a particular product. And sometimes that might mean, testing the product on 3 or 4 different papers until I get a good result. Whatever it takes, I'll do it to try and give you guys the best showcase of that particular product. It's not to the companies. So the last thing in the world I wanted to do was annoy this person, because it's never good to annoy the agents that you're dealing with and stuff. But I think it's a little bit too late for that now. So I think going forward, I'll probably not be getting things from Derwent again. Certainly not before everybody else, so that I can come out and say, this is what Derwent are coming out with. It looks really exciting, blah, blah, blah. Which is fine, because, I'll still do the reviews. It makes no difference either way. It's always just nice to get kind of like a little bit of a heads up before it actually comes out, because then I can prepare for it and do it a little bit more thoroughly than I would ordinarily. So anyway, I got an email back from the person, and the person had said that basically, and I don't want to read the email because I asked the agent. So the agent sent this email back to me, basically saying, thanks for your concern. We spoke to you before about this Chromaflow thing, and basically this is the line that Derwent are going on. There's nothing we can do. It is what it is, and so people will just have to be patient. So I was like, right, okay. And I know it's really difficult to interpret from a text or an email a person's feeling towards you, but sometimes you can get the impression that you're starting to really annoy them, and I think this email confirmed it for me. So I said, right, fine, that's great. I sent an email back saying, do you mind if I send this email from you to all the people who have emailed me, so that I can give them the official stance on where Derwent stand? Obviously not giving out this agent's email address because, and I even said that in the email, I says the last thing you want is 6,000 plus emails clogging up your inbox. So can I give them a screenshot of this email, and then they can see that this isn't just something coming from me. This isn't just me making up excuses for Derwent or trying to cover for Derwent or anything like that. This is the official line from Derwent. And then I got an email late last night, really late last night, saying, just hang fire on doing that. I want to check with the team to make sure that I've got the official line from Derwent right. So what I read into that is, saying in my email response to you, Harry, that, you know, this is what we're doing. Just be patient. May not be the approach that Derwent want to go with, but at the end of the day, if that's how they feel, if that's genuinely how they feel, then that's what they've got to portray to the people who have bought from this company for years, who have invested a lot of money, invested a lot of time into the company. And if that's how the company are going now in that direction, then let people know, and then let people make up their own mind as to whether they're going to continue buying the products or whether they're going to buy them somewhere else. Derwent made a big deal not that long ago about this new British Standard stamp that they have on their pencils. Used to be I don't have a Derwent pencil right at hand, but it used to be that I think that it said made in England, but then they got an approval, which takes a lot to get, apparently, saying made in Britain. And it's a big deal, and it's quite a prestigious thing to have on your products if you're a British manufacturer. And Derwent got that about 3 years ago, I think it was, and it was a big deal, and they made a big thing about it. They changed all their tins, and you can see on all their tins they've got the Union flag kind of like in the tins as well, in some of the tins. And then they come out with a set of pencils that are only 24 so far, and this is what they do, and they basically exclude the country that they're in and go to these other two countries, one of which I don't know how Derwent can say that their brand needs more expanding on, because like I've already mentioned, people in the US know what Derwent is. They know what the products are, and if they don't, all they've got to do is go into any of their local large stores and see the Derwent product and use it. But as far as India is concerned, I've got no idea how big or small a presence Derwent have. Maybe some of you guys who live in India could let me know what Derwent's presence is like in your stores. But the bottom line here is, right, Derwent is a company, and they have, I don't know whether somebody really ambitious has come into Derwent more recently and wanted to take Derwent in a different direction, but you can see that yourself if you go onto the Derwent, if you look at the Derwent products now and how they've changed in the last year. Things like the Derwent drawing set and the Derwent graphitint set, they used to be roughly £24 on Amazon and stuff like that. They're now £50, give or take, for a set of 24. They've also now come out with things like a pencil case. I've got a lot of people had emailed me about the pencil cases that Derwent are selling now for like £300. Small leather pencil cases that can only hold about 24 pencils. And people have been asking me what are Derwent doing with this. I personally think that Derwent are looking at the likes of Caran Dash in that model and thinking that they're going to run with that. And that's the direction they want to go on. And here's the thing, that Derwent as a company have the right to do that. We as the consumers have a right to go, right, okay, we'll come along with you on that journey. Or, no, sorry, this seems to be just a money generating thing, which all companies are. You gotta remember that if companies don't make profit, then they don't stick around. They go bust. So it's important that they do make profit. But I think a lot of people have seen a huge increase in price structure right across the board on Derwent products, and then a lot of these luxury items are now starting to come into the store as well at really, really high-end prices. And today, I haven't seen any reviews yet on those pencil cases, those £300 or £400 pencil cases. So I couldn't tell you one way or the other whether they're worth that price or whether this is just another gimmick. Similar to like the Caran d'Ache sharpener I done, which was over £100 odd. Is it any better than a £15 or £20 sharpener that you can get on the market? Probably not. The body of it might last a little bit longer because it's metal, but you know, it is what it is. So, in terms of the Derwent Chromaflow, this is what Derwent is doing. It's entirely up to you what you do with the information I'm passing on to you. And I have no doubt I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers for making this video because I know this video seems like a whiny, bitchy video complaining about Derwent, but it's not. It's me trying to answer a lot of questions that I've been getting in one go, as opposed to sitting down. I can't physically reply to 6,000 plus messages. I can't do that. I don't have the time in the day to do it, and I couldn't sit still that long and do that in any case. So I think it's another thing. A few people had asked me, do I know if other companies have done this? Say like the likes of Caran d'Ache, have they launched a product in France and excluded their home country for a year or so like that? And that's something that I couldn't answer because the likes of Caran d'Ache and Faber-Castell are over 150 years old in some cases. And so I couldn't tell you one way or the other whether they've done that in the past. But from the research that I've done, once I got those questions, having a look to see, I can't see whether another company has done this. And I don't understand as well with the Derwent Chromaflow. I don't understand why, if they wanted to expand the brand in India and the US, what difference it made launching the product in Canada, the UK and Australia and Europe at the same time. I don't understand how launching the product in those other areas would hinder expanding the brand in India and the US. That doesn't make sense to me. It seems like there's something else maybe that is going on here, or I don't know. But if the general consensus is that they need to expand the brand in the US and India, great, fine. Do what you need to do to expand the brand in those countries. But why does that necessarily mean that you can't then launch the products that you're launching in those countries in the other countries that you already sell to? It just doesn't make sense. I've gone on enough about this. I'm really sorry for people who may not like this video. I apologize. That's not my intention. My intention is, always has been, and always will be, to bring the truth and transparency to you guys at every occasion. And if I lose subscribers for doing that, I'm sorry. It's not my intention. But I'd much rather stick with the way I started this channel and not change. And, you know, if I end up with 1,000 subscribers, then so be it. But at least I know that I'm staying true to the people that are watching these videos in order to get information on products that they wouldn't ordinarily get. And then they can determine whether they're going to spend their hard-earned money on that product or not. Whether because it may not be for them or it may not fit in with what they do. And listen as well, I am not bashing Derwent at all. I still stand by all the reviews that I've done on the Derwent products. I love the Derwent products, the Derwent Artist, the Derwent Lightfast pencils. They're gorgeous pencils. Even the Pro Color. I know a lot of people are a little bit iffy on the Pro Color. I love the Pro Color. I think they're great pencils. The Derwent Color Soft, and I mean, the Derwent have an exceptional range. They really do. They have an exceptional range, and I love it. I've always touted Derwent as, like I say, a company that is loyal to their customer base. They've always gone above and beyond to stick by their customers, especially the ones that are kind of like driving from the south of England to the north of England, where Derwent are located, hundreds of miles just to visit their museum and pick up a few products as well while they're there. Derwent have always really looked after those customers and been loyal to them, and it just seems from the messages that I'm getting, people are now starting to think Derwent are losing that, or they don't want to follow that ethos anymore. That's not something I can answer. That's something that you're going to have to ask Derwent direct. I don't know whether you'll get a reply, but certainly I'm not going to be able to answer those questions for you either, because I think if I email this agent one more time, I think I'm going to cause problems, and it's the last thing in the world I want to do. I don't want to cause problems either way, but I'm always going to bring you guys the truth, and I'm always going to deliver transparency, and that's that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this mumble. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I've had to bring this to you and not a proper review, but it is what it is. Derwent are not having any of the Chromaflow pencils reviewed or anything like that in the UK until they come up with a launch date. Obviously, if people get hold of them from people in the US or India, then people are entitled to go ahead and review them whether they like. I've always been of the opinion that I follow what the companies want to happen, and I've always tried to do that, so long as it doesn't interfere with bringing the truth and transparency to you guys. When people have asked me, about the Lightfast pencils, I know a couple of people came out with reviews before me about the Lightfast pencils, and that was because Derwent had asked me to stave off doing my review until a certain date, and so I did that. Despite the fact other people were doing reviews, I respected Derwent's wishes, and I stuck by what they had asked me to do. Right, I look forward to seeing you again in the next review, and like I say, I'm sorry about this video, but I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.